Hey, what's up, guys? The Hallyu Blast. I'm Oscar.
I'm Serg.
Today we are reacting to Omaigirl's new comeback song, Classified. Now, this is another girl group that goes back in history with us. We've been reacting to them since we first started the channel.
It has been a while, though.
Yeah, I don't even remember the first song we reacted to from them, but I want to say we've reacted to like almost everything since close to maybe a year after debut till like 2019. I want to say somewhere around there.
They had a couple releases before us, I think.
Yeah, no, they definitely. I want to say maybe a year or two's worth of releases before we started reacting. But yeah, I don't know. This is definitely a group that's been near and dear to us for a very long time. With that being said, though, I think the last song I listened to from them was Dun Dun Dance. And I think Dun Dun Dance, and
prior to that, Bungee,
yeah. And I think Nonstop was either after or before Dun Dun Dance, and I think that was like right when COVID was around. I want to say, I don't know. This is definitely one of those groups that kind of we lost during COVID, like kind of stopped listening to as much. But I said we jump into this one.
Yes, excited to see.
And I think Jiho was still in this group when we last reacted to them.
I was wondering, I was like, are they missing a member?
Yeah. Oh man, this is crazy to see actually. I don't think I've actually watched a music video from them in a long time.
Chris.
This feels like oh my god.
No, I don't want to disagree with you on this.
No?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It definitely feels like a different face of theirs. Best thing I'll talk about later. I don't know. I think this is a different face of theirs.
I think I know this reminds me of now.
Oh, I'll be curious to hear.
A lot of Mimi rap.
Oh, that was abrupt.
They were never there in the first place.
October isn't for another couple months. There's no reason to be too spooky. Hashtag. Actually, I'd almost argue there's always a reason to be too spooky. Wow. Okay. I'll
give it a.
Oh, we're going straight into rating. I thought you.
I'm just gonna go straight into rating.
Okay.
I'll give it a soft 4. It was a good song. Actually, no, I'll give it a 3. It was a good song, but I don't feel like there was a lot there. But there was a lot of these parts that felt like Oh My Girl, right? But it felt like this is like a mashup of Oh My Girl and Red Velvet.
Okay, okay, so that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I was like, the best thing I can equate this to would be a Velvet version of Oh My Girl.
It really did feel like Red Velvet-esque.
It's what I felt. It's what I'm glad that I didn't have to say it for us to both agree on this. That's why I was kind of, it felt like a different side of them. It didn't really feel, I mean, you look at Bungie and you look at Dun Dun Dance, which I'm going to rely on because those are the 2 previous songs in my head.
Yeah.
Very flowy, very high energy. I mean, you even look far as back as Banhana. I mean, that was...
I love Banhana. Such a
Those
good
3
song.
songs were literally nothing like this.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think because some of these parts reminded me of Windy Day.
Okay.
And, well, no, parts. Not,
okay,
not
parts, okay.
And oh my god, it's like the 5th season.
5th season, there we go.
Yeah, it was like a little like 5th season and Windy Day. It kind of reminded me of like just bits and pieces.
Bits and pieces.
And then the other parts of like Red Velvet came in. I don't know.
I can
really
see
kind of odd
because Windy Day kind of has like a little bit of a.
It's the lead up, not like the actual
season
chorus.
Has that very like ethereal kind of like flowy, windy.
That's why it's it gives me this feels like Oh My Girl. But then you get to like the chorus and some of these switch ups, and then it really gave me Red Velvet vibes.
Okay. Yeah, I am gonna have to. I'm inclined to agree with you. By all means, we are not saying that they are copying Red Velvet. I just want to throw that out there. It just feels that way. So I think with that being said, I think I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. I think a solid 3.
Yeah, unfortunately,
is what I'm gonna have to give it. I just the song could not like grab me. It didn't really. There were parts where I thought were interesting. There was a part, they only did it once, but they didn't do it again. I think it was a part where, was it Arin singing and then they had Seunghi dub over it.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think
but they only did it. I actually kind of like that.
Yeah.
Because it kind of felt like a conversation, which was an interesting way to put into a song.
Yeah.
But they didn't redo it. There was a lot of little parts of the song that I thought were like, wow, okay, like this is amazing. You know how the girls are projecting their voices and how they're kind of like adding, you know, their own little flair to some of the parts of the song.
Yeah.
You know, I think Seunghee and I'm forgetting her name, the other main vocalist, he starts with an H. Am I wrong? Okay, it was Hyojung. I knew it started with an H.
Yeah.
I just couldn't remember exactly. You know, you have these. Oh, I forgot my train of thought.
I don't know where you're going with this. I can't.
Just how, you know, you would have these little spikes of like high note-esque, you know, strong vocals
kind of
in these
playing
areas.
off of each other. Yeah.
So it's just those little parts of the song where like, okay, wow, like this is amazing, you know, but it almost didn't feel like it kind of like fit with how the overall song was going, you know.
Yeah.
With lots of like step downs. It almost feels like not.
There's a lot of parts that it felt out of place.
Kind
almost.
of, yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely felt like an experimental song. I think that the group was trying to go for. But I mean, I don't know. It's tough to say. It feels like Oh My Girl, with their long history, they've always had something that kind of like worked for them. You know, again, you look back to Dun Dun Dance, Bungie, 5th season.
There's parts that really bring you in, and I feel like this song had none of them.
I couldn't like. I was at first. I was like, oh, where is this going? You know, with oh my god, I'm blanking on her name too. Is it Vinny?
That's her previous
That was her previous name, right?
Yeah, I don't remember what her new name. Yubin, I think.
Is it Yubin?
I want to say it's Yubin.
Okay. So
Yeah, Yubin.
Yeah, Yubin. So at the start, you know, when Yubin was starting, you know, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be something different, definitely. But I don't know. I was kind of like, where's the song going next?
Yeah.
You know. So I don't know. This is a
It
tough
felt
one.
like sometimes there was a lot of buildup, but for nothing.
Kind of like it would kind of like rise and then just kind of like peter out a little bit.
And then it would just plateau.
Yeah, and then it would kind of drop down again, and then same thing. It would come up and then peter out again.
Especially with
it was interesting.
I was surprised because of the raps. It was like the slow parts of the song.
I would actually say the raps were probably the strongest part of the song.
I liked them, but it just felt so odd. It was like the slow parts.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'd be curious, very interested to know why they decided to go this direction with this group, especially again because this group has such a long history of these high pace, you know, fast pace. I mean, that being said, I don't listen to all of their songs.
Yeah.
You know,
We are really basing it off of like
title tracks, really.
Yeah, title tracks from like 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
So we're probably speaking out of our depth because I don't actually know if they've had songs.
They've had a couple newer songs, but I have not. If I've listened to them, it's been like on a playlist and I didn't even know. Yeah.
So I'd be very interested to know, you can please put it down in the comments, how their other songs leading up to this one was.
Yeah, so it's really Non-Stop and Dun Dun Dance are the last ones I really remember listening to, but I loved those songs.
And for me, yeah, Dun Dun Dance and Bungee. Those two
Dun
songs,
Dun Dance is such a good song.
I can recall the grip that those two songs had on me in those different years that they came out. I mean, I'm pretty sure in those respective years, both Dun Dun Dance and Bungee were on my top 100 songs of the year, which is crazy. So again, it's weird that they kind of go this direction with this group.
Yeah.
But I think that, you know, I think the girls tried their best with what they had. I just don't think this song really brought out what these girls can do.
Yeah, I feel like there could be more, but I will say I think this is also either a mini album, whatever. I think there's like 4 or 5 other songs. So I am curious to see how those are, but I think when I was looking at them, it looked almost like if there was like subunit songs.
Interesting.
Like that had like members' names on them, and it was only like 2 or 3. So I don't know if it's actually like.
I guess that wouldn't be super strange. I mean, like,
well, it's not super strange,
had
but
3 members.
Yeah, but that was like an actual subunit. It's like this album feels like, I don't know. I have to go look at it. I'm not entirely too sure, but yeah, I don't know. It was okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great.
It's just.
It was just It was just like a solid song, but not much more than that, unfortunately. But with all that being said, that will be it for this video, guys. Like always, see you later.